All right, what's good? What's happening? How is everybody doing today? My name is Chuck, and welcome back to a brand new Modern Warfare / Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War video. What up, guys? Here today is we're going to be going over everything regarding the next Call of Duty that is going to be releasing later this year on the next generation consoles, the new PlayStation and the new Xbox. If you guys think you're going to enjoy today's video, a like rating would always be greatly appreciated. If we can break 200 likes on this video, you guys absolutely crushed the support on my previous one, so thank you so much for that. And if you guys would like to get some Call of Duty points on your account, make sure you guys have, of course, dropped a like on the video, hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on, and definitely make sure you guys comment down in the comment section below. And something I'd also like to point out is that there's at least 80+% of you guys that are not yet subscribed to my channel that watch my videos regularly, so definitely hit that sub button if you have not already. So with all that being said, let's actually jump straight on into this. I don't want to waste any of your guys' time, and I want to give you guys all the leaks, the information, the news about the next Call of Duty, because as we all know, Treyarch always comes out with absolutely banger titles, and I think that's a pretty good place to start with talking about who is even developing this next Call of Duty. So who is actually developing this year's Call of Duty 2020? Well, obviously we know it's Treyarch because it's been leaked and it's been rumored, and it's been coming through more and more that it's going to be Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And you guys know that we had Call of Duty Black Ops 1, which was basically around in the same sort of time era, but this was actually not supposed to be a Treyarch year in the life cycle. We were actually supposed to have, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and Sledgehammer Games making our Call of Duty titles, but as you guys know, Sledgehammer Games, when Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield left, the two heads of the Sledgehammer Games, they actually led, the studio going into basically a massive downward spiral. A lot of people left the studio, and essentially Activision came in and told Treyarch that they needed to take over the development of the next year's Call of Duty, even though they weren't scheduled to make a Call of Duty until the year afterwards, which is, definitely a massive thing to put on Treyarch's shoulders, that they have to technically develop this Call of Duty and then potentially the next one afterwards. So now that that's out of the way, I hope I cleared that up as to why Treyarch is actually developing it when it should be Sledgehammer Games. So another thing a lot of people are going to be wondering is, when is the official reveal for this going to be coming out? And that's something we'll definitely cover a little bit more later in the video when we actually get into all the information, but we're actually speculating that our new reveal is going to be coming roughly around the same time as Modern Warfare Season 4, because, it's actually going to be coming up here in roughly around just over a week or so. It's currently the 25th as of the time making this video, and with our new season going live on probably, what is it, the 2nd or the 3rd? I mean, we don't really have too much time until this actual new season does come out, and we actually do hopefully get the official reveal for the next Call of Duty. And even taking a look at something that is definitely right underneath our noses, if you guys go over to Prison and you are familiar with Call of Duty Black Ops 1, I know that's definitely something that's probably a lot of people aren't necessarily familiar with, because that game came out, what is it, like 2010? It's a very old game at this point in time. It's all the way back on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. So if you go over to one of the tables in Prison, there is actually an RCXD that is found, and it is being built on one of the tables, and I think that's actually really cool, because for those of you guys that aren't aware, the RCXD was a 2 to 3 kill streak way back in Call of Duty Black Ops 1 that allowed you to drive around an explosive RC car and basically detonate it on somebody, and that was the kill streak. It was a very low and achievable one. It was also, I should add, it was one of the prestige editions for the game, that if you actually ordered a prestige edition of Call of Duty, like you paid like $200-300, you actually physically got an RCXD car for your prestige edition. So you not only got the game, you got an RCXD, which is definitely awesome, and it does lead people to believe that, hey, we're going to be getting Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War just because of these secret hints. Something that I do find very interesting that you can't necessarily see in-game is that a lot of data miners actually went through into the files of the game, and they happen to find out that there is a U-2 spy plane that is actually in the game's files that you can't necessarily see flying over the map really at any sort of point in time, but it actually is like, well, Modern Warfare has no sort of use for a U-2 spy plane. That is definitely from the era of the Cold War and also Call of Duty Black Ops 1. And so that actually just leads me to believe that we're actually definitely, for sure, going to be getting Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, just because when you combine the U-2 spy plane along with the RCXD, those are both from Call of Duty Black Ops era, and they're definitely not supposed to be in Modern Warfare Warzone. But if you guys pay attention and stay through to the end of the video, all this stuff is definitely going to be leading up to something that you guys definitely need to hear about. So when you actually take those things that I have initially talked about, like the RCXD and the U-2 spy plane, which is the equivalent of the UAV, Activision is what they seem to be doing is because Warzone is such a massive success being a free-to-play game, and it has essentially the most amount of players, and Modern Warfare and Warzone is basically the most successful Call of Duty almost ever, I think. They're actually planning to reveal Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, I do believe, within Call of Duty Warzone, and that's why we're seeing certain stuff in-game, like the different little Easter eggs and the different, bunkers, and, that's why you have the U2 spy plane in the files, that's why we have the RCXD being built over at Prison. I do believe that they are planning to reveal the game just slowly, step by step, before the actual big reveal. They're going to have us all sorts of different hints, tidbits and details leading up to what essentially is going to be the next Call of Duty, and of course the next Call of Duty reveal. I'd love for you guys to let me know down in the comment section below, what do you guys think about this? Does this make sense? Does it not? I'd love to see your guys' thoughts and opinions. Something that would also be very monumental is, on top of them actually revealing Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War within Warzone, this would be the first time ever that a Treyarch title would actually be helped getting revealed by an Infinity War title, because Treyarch, Infinity War, Sledgehammer, they don't necessarily dive into each other's, multiplayer universes. It's kind of more or less like a standalone thing, like Infinity Ward in Modern Warfare, Treyarch in Black Ops. I mean, those things don't necessarily cross paths at any point in time, really, underneath any circumstance, but because Warzone is essentially a Call of Duty Battle Royale standalone that's going to be a multi-year thing, Activision has been putting stuff from Treyarch and Infinity Ward, and assuming whatever is going to be the next Call of Duty down the line, they will be putting stuff into the game, just because Warzone by itself is entirely separate and is not necessarily going to be tied to Infinity Ward or Treyarch. It's just Call of Duty Battle Royale as, a whole game by itself, and they want to be able to make sure that they can actually reveal games and actually put stuff in there from every single Call of Duty universe. So I mean, that's definitely yet another groundbreaking thing that will be happening, as Activision, I think, is doing pretty good with Warzone right now, and how they're actually handling it, and more or less how they're going to be revealing the next Call of Duty. In one of my previous videos, we actually covered, the bunkers and everything, and getting into the bunker itself and being able to actually, unlock the MP7 mud dropper blueprint, and actually what was indeed behind the bunker itself. When you actually go prone, you do go through a crawl space, and you're able to get to this one room where there is a red sort of shiny button, I believe is actually what it's called, and when you press that red shiny button, you're able to see the smoke in the room clear out, and you're able to see a nuke that is actually being built. And something I do also want to point out is that if you go all the way back to Call of Duty Black Ops 1, that was actually the first time ever, more or less, in a Call of Duty title in that sort of era that we've been able to see, a nuke. Granted, we did have Modern Warfare 2, but being that we have all this other stuff like the RCXD, the U2 spy plane, and how they're actually revealing everything so far, I do believe that the nuke could actually be either something that's going to be an in-game event to just, potentially destroy part of the map, or it's yet another Easter egg for Call of Duty Black Ops, because, in Black Ops 1, we actually got the first ever iteration of Nuketown. We've had Black Ops 1, the OG Nuketown from, what is it, I believe 1965 or 1960 or whatever it is. It's basically a very, very old version of Black Ops Nuketown. Then we had, Black Ops 2 2020 Nuketown. Then we had Black Ops 3, which is, I believe, 2065 or whatever it was. Then we had Black Ops 4, which is kind of more or less like, a hybrid in between. So, no jetpacks, but it wasn't too far into the past. It was more or less present day. So we've had a ton of iterations of Nuketown, and that goes to show that, Nuketown, nukes in the bunker, RCXDs, spy planes, stuff from that sort of era is making its way into Warzone. And I think it's going to be very interesting what's going to happen here within the next week, couple weeks, few weeks, leading up to the official reveal of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. With that being said, I think that's all I got for you guys here within today's video. I'd love to see all your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. Based on what I've talked about, I went through and put as much stuff together as possible and try to give you guys all the information and put it in, a nice one solid video so you guys can keep up to date with everything that's happening within Warzone for the next Call of Duty. I just want to keep you guys up to date with everything that's going on. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys have dropped a like on it, hit that subscribe button with those post notifications turned on. Of course, definitely make sure you guys comment down in the comment section below. With that being said, I'll see you guys back here again tomorrow with yet another brand new video. Just Triple Cap, hope you're Randy, and I'm out. Peace.